So for example, let's see. Oh, it's not good. Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome everybody. What's going on, guys? We are just starting the live broadcast right now. Uh, Having a bit of technical difficulties, like setting up and stuff. But anyway, we're starting right now. So if you are watching, how are you doing? I'm glad to have you here. My name is Zilla. Today we're going to just have a stock report, call it stock analysis. We're going to be talking about a certain company. So I want to welcome everybody into the live broadcast. If you're here for the first time, let me begin by telling you guys that I was saying a disclaimer. This is a report. This is a discussion. On my broadcast channel, we talk about stocks, the stock exchange, trading, investment. So what I do at times is I go look for companies, different companies from different sectors, how their business is performing, their recent performance on, let's say, the stock exchange, the valuation of their stocks, how investors feel about that company. And we just come back, compile the data, and also try to maybe have a background about the company and then just compile a presentation and we speak about this company. So the company that we're going to be talking about today is Insmed Pharmaceuticals, and actually for Insmed Pharmaceuticals, we have a bit of lovely news for investors. This is also what we do on this channel. Apart from talking about what's in the presentation that I've already prepared, I'm going to give you current news published on the web concerning the company's performance, recent news. So I've got a lot of stuff that I want to talk and share about concerning Insmed Pharmaceuticals. So our presentation is not going to be long, but is going to be short. It's just a 16-page presentation, 15-page presentation thereabout. But you know, it's a discussion, so it will not just skip through the pages quickly, because what I'm trying to do here is the aim is not for us to skip through, but the aim is for us to have a discussion concerning this company. So there you go. It's a stock analysis, or like a business report, a discussion, a case study. Let's begin. So like I promised, we're going to be looking at it's a biopharmaceutical company, and recently the stock price surged by 135%. You can see we have a graphic there. Obviously, we have sort of like a yellow line. Yellow line kind of represents the normal. That is the valuation of the stock. The yellow line is the valuation of the stock, and then the blue line represents your bull or bear market, how high the price might surge or how low the price might dip. So the yellow line is just basically your valuation of stocks, and you can see it's intrinsic. That's the intrinsic value. It's kind of steadily rising. And then the blue market the blue line kind of marks the performance of the stock. So you can see that the stock of this company is way above. We can safely say it's above the intrinsic value of the company, or the intrinsic value of the stocks. So you can see that the blue line, for much of this tracking data that we have, it's above the intrinsic value. So recently, stock surged up 135% because this company has made a breakthrough in bronchiectasis. Bronchiectasis is a condition where your lungs, or the tubes that leads to your lungs, your respiratory systems, they become enlarged, and that thereby attracts conditions like more mucus. Mucus actually attracts a lot of diseases somewhere along those lines, bronchiectasis. So this is a pharmaceutical company. They've been trying to develop a drug. They've been trying to come up with a medicine to combat bronchiectasis. I hope I'm saying it correctly. And actually, the news that I have for you guys, they actually, like 4 days ago, this company, they had a breakthrough in this medication, this bronchiectasis, and when that news came out, it led to the stock of this company skyrocketing significantly. So stock prices surged up by 135%. What is causing the stock price to go up 135% is because of the breakthrough. You understand, if you know anything about stocks and investment, good news or bad news will affect the market. Good news or bad news affects how stocks perform. And this is a breakthrough. Okay. So obviously the valuation of the stocks, everybody now wants to be a part of this groundbreaking breakthrough. So the price, obviously, and the valuation of the company will go up. Stocks, because this is trendy, this is a worthwhile investment. Obviously, the stock price will go up because of that breakthrough. Inevitably, inversely, if there's bad news about the company, some scandals, and many other bad news, inversely, prices will drop. So good news sometimes causes good news, like breakthrough in technology, breakthrough in things like discovering new medicine, medical breakthroughs, inevitably cause stock prices to surge. Bad news causes stock prices to dip or to go down. Now, so there goes. So I'm just going to read for you guys some articles that have been compiled. We'll start with Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance is a trusted source. Let's see what Yahoo Finance is saying. You can go check out the article on Yahoo Finance. It was published a few hours ago. Okay, so there you go. Insmed Incorporated. This is news from NASDAQ and INSM, a buy according to hedge funds. Okay, so it will begin with challenges in the health sector. Adversity in innovation is the other section or the heading inside the article. Okay, is Inmed Incorporation the best healthcare stock? Number of hedge fund holders. Insmed Incorporated is a New Jersey-based company engaged in the development and commercialization of therapies for people who have serious and rare diseases. So they are sort of like specialized. They are in the business of looking for therapies and remedies for people in the serious who have serious or rare diseases. Insmed Incorporated, according to NASDAQ, have received buy ratings from 12 Wall Street analysts as of May 24. Today is June 3rd, May 24. That's almost 10 days ago. May 24, the average price target of $46.27 has an upside of 110.32% from the last price of $22 on 13 May. So on 13 May, the price was $22 per stock. And on 24 May, the price is now at $46.27, which is 110% increase. This is analyst raised the price target on the stock to $36 from $35 and kept a buying rate on the shares. Okay. So let me look for others as well. On the stock, there is actually one. I think that is Market Watch. Let me open it for you there. Uh-huh. There is actually one. So there is this one, May 28. Go check it out. Airway disease drug for Insmed succeeds in one of the year's most anticipated trials. An experimental drug from Insmed Incorporated successfully reduces lung problems among patients with an airway disease. So airway disease is the bronchiectasis I was talking about. It's an airway disease in closely watched phase 3. So it was under trial, sending the company's share price, yes, soaring on Tuesday. Okay, this is from 5 days ago. So the company, this is last week. So last week is when this was published. So the Tuesday of that week, that's when this trial phase for this drug was successful and the company's share price went up. Okay, the drug brensocatib reduced so-called pulmonary exacerbations by roughly 20% versus placebo in patients with bronchiectasis, hitting the trial's primary endpoint. The trial called Aspen study tested 2 dosages of the drug, and the company said both significantly cut rates of pulmonary exacerbations. So you can go check that out as well. Let me also, so this trial has been successful. And as of Tuesday, the stock price of the company has gone up. I have another article as well. So this one that I read is coming from Stat News. Also have Market Watch. Let's see what they published about Insmed and their stock and their business. It's basically different publications talking about more or less the same thing. Business, they're talking about the breakthrough in the trial medicine. They're also talking about the business. They're also talking about how stocks has gone up. Okay, so this is from Market Watch. Market Watch, this is a publication on May 28, just like the one that I read from Stat. Insmed stock should triple after positive drug trial data, analysts say. Okay, shares of Insmed Inc. Skyrocketed Tuesday, like in the previous article, after the biopharmaceutical company said it plans to file a new drug application for its treatment of non-cystic fibrosis bronchiectasis following positive phase 3 trial results. The company said based on drug trial results and pending regulatory approvals, it expects brensocatib to be launched in the US in mid-2025. So this drug is going to be launched next year, followed by launches in Europe and Japan in the first half of 2026. So next year, the drug, after it's been cleared by the regulatory authorities, is going to launch or is going to be available in the US next year, 2025, and then in Europe and Japan in 2026. So there you go. So that's just briefly. I'm not subscribed to these. So Insmed stock soars towards a 23-year high after positive data from a drug trial, Insmed Inc. Okay, so it's been a long time coming, 23 years. Okay, so this is the highest that this stock is going to be valued. Okay, this is the highest this stock is going to be valued in a tracking of 23 years. Okay, so we've been tracking this company for 23 years, and analysts and business insiders say this is the highest their stocks will ever reach. So that is a good indicator for this company. So in a nutshell, that is what we're talking about, guys. Groundbreaking innovations and breakthroughs are responsible for stocks or valuation of the company going up there. So Insmed Incorporated, let's talk a little bit about their history. Insmed Incorporated is a biopharmaceutical company focused on developing inhal, inhalation therapy to combat life-threatening lung diseases for patients. The company's flagship products, Arikayce and amikacin liposome inhalers, are a type of inhaled antimicrobial therapy, providing that anti-infective drugs can proving that anti-infective drugs can enhance the efficacy, safety, and convenience of this therapy in the treatment of severe pulmonary infections. This company was established on November 29, 1999 in Virginia, Commonwealth. Okay. 1999. So, yep, exactly. In the company since 1999, their stock. This is the highest their stock has been valued since their inception. Okay, so you have to be excited for them. News hotspots. I read some of them as well. Now I'm reading some of them. Insmed announces positive top-line results from landmark Aspen study of brensocatib in patients with bronchitis. I already uh, cited more articles that I spoke on that I got in the internet, and this is actually one of them. In my presentation on May 28, 2024, Insmed Incorporated announced that phase 3 clinical trial of Aspen, the pioneering DPP1 inhibitor, brensocatib, for the treatment of non-cystic fibrotic bronchitis achieved the primary endpoint. So basically, it's succeeded. The annualized incidence of acute exacerbation was significantly reduced in both dose groups compared to the placebo group. And the study also reached the predetermined secondary endpoint. Affected by this news, Insmed Incorporated stocks price quickly surged by over 100%, with a current market value of approximately 7.9 billion. So that is what groundbreaking research and breakthrough does. They increase the stock price, they increase the valuation of the company, the market value. So this is a sign that the business is scaling up and this business is scaling high. Okay, so obviously when they issue the drug next year in the US, when they roll out the drug next year in the US, obviously revenue is going to come in. Okay, so brensocatib was originally developed by AstraZeneca. On October 5, 2016, AstraZeneca transferred its exclusive rights. Okay, so AstraZeneca was acquired. So they did sort of like maybe they merged, or AstraZeneca was acquired by Insmed. So brensocatib was originally developed by AstraZeneca. So they are the founders. They are the initiators of this drug. On October 5, 2016, AstraZeneca transferred its global exclusive rights to Insmed for a down payment of 30 million and a mileage fee of 120 million. So what this basically says is that Insmed acquired this company, or acquired the rights, the exclusive rights to start producing this drug or taking over. And of course, there was a down payment of 30 million and also a mileage fee of 120 million that will be payable depending on whatever time frame they agreed on. So this is interesting news. Remember, businesses merge with other businesses and big businesses acquire other businesses. We did speak about this in our previous live broadcast where I talked about large market cap companies, mid market cap, and small market cap companies. I did speak about it when I said that usually the large market cap usually absorb the mid market cap companies, or they acquire them or they merge with them. So let's go. A piece of interesting news. If you're an investor, you'd like to have a bit of history, track record, where the company is coming from, where the company is going. So this is current news from last week, Tuesday on May 28th. May 28th was actually, yes, it was Tuesday. So this is 6 days ago. This is news from 6 days ago. Let's move on with the presentation. Let's see. Okay, so now medical product information. You can see there. This is a report, guys. So sometimes I might not be able to pronounce the medical concepts correctly, but I'm just giving you. Okay, the Aspen phase 3 clinical study was conducted in 391 centers across 35 countries. That is amazing. With a total of 1,680 NCFBE patients enrolled in 2 dose groups of 10 milligrams and 25 milligrams, as well as a placebo control group. After 52 weeks of treatment, that is a long time, that is almost a year. The main endpoint was observed for the annualized incidence of acute exacerbation. So there we go. So there you go. Primary endpoint. So we do have some volunteers, some adults, and 1,680 adults and 41 adolescents aged between ages 12 and 18 years. So this is over a 52-week period when they're doing this trial, this clinical trials for this medication. So baseline day 1, randomization, end trial is day 364. And then we also have the end of the study, which is day 390 through. And then also we did mention that we've got dose groups. We have 2 of them. We've got 10 milligrams once a day. So they would receive 10 milligrams of bronzocalib, and also they would also get another dose of the same medicine, but an increased dose of 25 milligrams once a day. So in a day, they would get 2, one 10 milligram and one 25 milligram dosage. And this is happening for 52 weeks. This is happening for 364 days, okay? So randomization. So this is just basically data of how they conducted the clinical trials for this medicine, also that the number of patients that were involved, and also to just say that this clinical study took place in 35 countries, okay, in 391 centers. I didn't go deep into mentioning, okay, which country and where was the center. Was it in Washington? Was it in Cape Town? Was it in Mumbai? I didn't have time to do that. But this is just a snapshot of what's going on there. Aspen is a phase 3 randomized double-blind placebo-controlled. So this was a study. So let's move on as well. Medical product information. For the main endpoint, the annualized incidence of acute exacerbation decreased by 21.1% and 19.4% in the 10 milligram and 25 milligram dose groups compared to placebo group, respectively. In terms of the duration from the secondary endpoint to the first acute exacerbation, the 10 milligram, 25 milligram dose groups were 18.7% and 17.5% longer than placebo groups, respectively. So there we have a breakdown of the figures, the duration, the dosages, the percentages, the endpoints, the primary endpoints, and the secondary endpoints as well. You can see there the primary endpoint, reduction in annualized rate, and then secondary endpoint actually has a lot more information and more of that. So guys, if you want the presentation, please tell me in the comments. Remember, this live broadcast will always be on my YouTube account. So I'll leave the comments open so that if you guys want this presentation, I can send it to you. Okay. So welcome back. So let's go on. So this is just a breakdown medical product. I'm not a medical professional. I'm more into business analytics and stocks. So you can see that the product information, medical information, I'm just reading it. In terms of safety, okay, safety, which is something that should be considered, brensocatib has good tolerability, and the incidence of adverse events is comparable to that of the placebo group, okay? TEAES and treatment discontinuations were comparable in brensocatib and placebo arms. So that's more data for you. Now let me just go and get another. I'm sure I have another article here to share with you guys. Let's see that. So we already established that the stock soared, the stock price soared because of this. Okay. So it was highly anticipated, the highly anticipated Aspen trial. This is what I'm talking about. This article is at clinicaltrialsarena.com. They cover a lot of clinical trials and what's going on in the medical field. So the highly anticipated Aspen trial was a global randomized double-blind placebo-controlled phase 3 study to assess the efficacy, safety, and tolerability of that. Okay. Following the announcement, the company's stock rocketed from $22 on May 24 to 49.65 at the open of May 28. The price peaked on May 28 at $50. Okay, price peaked at $50. Currently, I will have to check what yesterday during the weekend how it performed, and this is the start of the week. We'll have to see whether it remained on $50, exceeded, or went down. Given the highly successful trial, the company will be filing a new drug application with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, before the end of the year. So there is a lot. There is a lot for this company. There is a lot for this company. Cases of, okay, let's talk about this disease. Okay, this disease, where does it really happen? Bronchiectasis landscape. So I want to talk about which places this disease, this bronchiectasis, is really prevalent. Cases of bronchiectasis in the 8 major pharmaceutical markets, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, UK, Japan, and China, will increase from 3,782,525 cases in 2023 to 4.722.757 cases in 2033. So this disease, there is a report that in between last year and until 2023, there is going to be a jump. Okay, a lot of people are going to be affected by this disease. So it's really a breath of fresh air for this breakthrough in this medication. If reports and analysts depict that there's going to be an increase in cases, then it also means that the cure has come at a good time. There are currently no approved therapies for the treatment of bronchiectasis. All treatment for bronchiectasis patients are off-label antibiotics, bronchodilators, and mucolytics. As a result, there's an urgent need for more targeted disease-modifying therapies for this. So now you know, guys, why the stock of this company, of this product, why the stock of this company, it skyrocketed, because This is a common disease, and by all indicators, this disease will keep on infecting people in the 8 major markets. It's by a million, okay? So we have a million more infections by 2033. In the next 10 years, analysts and those that track this disease are saying that a million more people will have this disease. So this medication, breakthrough in this medication is coming at a good time, hence the price of the stocks going up. Okay, now let's see what else. I'll also leave the, okay, let me go down a bit. Okay, so all of this is Insmed stock performance that I'm talking to you. So Insmed shares of in stock traded down $1.93 during midday trading on Friday. So Friday hitting $55.5 and 7,193,953 shares of the company were exchanged, compared to its average volume of 4.596606. So on average, stocks that are being exchanged on a daily basis are 4 million, 4.5, almost 4.6 million. But ever since this discovery, ever since this breakthrough in this medicine, 7 million. So there is almost like 2-3 million more stocks that have been exchanged. So Insmed Incorporated has a 52-week low of $18.31 and a 52-week high of $58.82. The firm has a market capitalization, market cap of 8.18 billion, a PE ratio of minus 10.53, and a beta of 0.93. The firm's 50-day moving average price is 28.06 cents, and its 200-day moving average price is 27.89. Okay, so this one is it's more detailed, but let's continue with our presentation. Okay, remember, it's a discussion, it's a presentation. Medical product information: the positive results of Aspen confirmed the mechanism of action of DPP1 inhibitors, filling the treatment gap of bronchiectasis disease. DP11 inhibitors have the potential to alter the therapeutic prospects of bronchiectasis, making it a milestone victory for patients with bronchiectasis. I did read in the other article that usually for this condition, bronchiectasis, there was not many groundbreaking innovations concerning the medication. So, like I just said, there are no approved therapies for the treatment of bronchiectasis or treatments for it. Patients are off-label antibiotics, so treatment has to be antibiotics, bronchodilators, and mucolytics. So this clinical trial is good news for the industry, and it is also good news for Insmed Pharmaceuticals. Okay, so if you're an investor, this is one of the companies that you'd want to keep track of. Remember, I don't tell you to go and buy stocks. I'm just reporting on what's going on in the industry. You might want to keep track of this company, Insmed, and try to research more about it and find out more about it, especially if you're somebody who likes to invest in the medical sector. Now let's move on with our discussion. Let's go there. Technical analysis and financial condition. There we go. The company's stock rose to 1,994 after going public. So this is sort of like a long term. So they went public a long time ago. over 20 years ago. So you can see it's the issuance. The company, it started off well at a stock was 100. It rose. Okay, the stock rose. It started down, but it rose to a $1,994 after experiencing a sharp decline. So you can tell there's a bit of a really sharp decline. It now goes under. There's a lot of bear movement there, bear cyclics, but inevitably, if you look closer, there is like a period of bear and bulls, a very sharp market volatility, and then it just drops, and is really constant. It's not performing well. So after experiencing a sharp decline, the stock price remained in a long-term sideways trend for over 20 years. So sideways, it just means that the stock was underperforming. The stock was poorly performing. That's what sideways means. Okay, the stock was valued at a low price. So you can see from the graphic as well. 20 years. So you can see this is 20 years. It's just a straight line. And you can see that 1,994 is all the way up there, and we are at the very bottom. So they have been underperforming, and a downward trend, a sideways trend for over 20 years, and suddenly broke through the previous platform in May. So they have experienced a decline for a long time, and just after 23 years, which is last week on the 28th, that is when, after the news of this clinical trial being successful for this groundbreaking medicine, this is when their stock price began to show signs of life. A lot of people are now interested because of positive news. Okay, that is good for them. Now let's see that the short-term stock price broke through the platform with strong support above $26 and $45. So there you can see, guys, we have a few lines over here. Okay, we've got the purple line, which the purple line, we've got two purple lines there. You can see them. Okay, so the first one, the one there, the first purple line, this is basically the company's intrinsic value. This is normally the normal stock valuation price. They can see there. And then you can see, now this is an interesting graphic because you can see that there is in the beginning there is a sharp rise. Okay, there's the bear market, there's a bull market there, and then it dips, it goes down. So really the valuation and the trend here, guys, you can see that the company, the stock price share usually does not rise above the normal valuation level of the stock. You can see it's kind of close to the line. At times it goes above the normal valuation. You can see we have how many points when it's gone on over the normal valuation. We're there just above $30. We have another close one there, which is between, let me see, almost $26, I think $26. And then we also have 26.29, and then also you see that surge there just above $30. Okay, so normally this is the range. Okay, and actually a fair analysis would be that these stocks usually are in the range of, let's say, $20, 26, 25, $26, maybe to what, to 20 to 30, just above $30, and then it declines, it goes down even under its normal valuation. It declines so bad, and then when the news broke out, it goes all the way, surges all the way up to $58. Okay, previously, if you go way back when the graphic starts, you see that the price did peak at over $40, between $40 and $40 and $45 thereabout, but that is a long time ago though. But now, after having declined, even going below the valuation, normal valuation of the stock, it then just hit and got to $58.820 because of this new discovery. So don't rush to buy this stock in the short term. This is what we would suggest, because you can see the history of the stock, how they perform. So don't rush to buy this stock in the short term. We suggest waiting for the stock price to adjust for it, because emotions. People are buying because of emotions. Emotions drive uh, the market. Emotions drive the industry. So people want to buy based off of emotions, but we would recommend that you kind of take your time if you're somebody who's interested in this stock, or if you've been monitoring it. Okay, we would recommend that do not rush to buy, especially in this short term. Kind of try to monitor it. That now, since it's at $58.820, that's the highest peak of the price. Try to just monitor it from now. Okay, just waiting to the stroke price to adjust to a more reasonable value for a period of time, falling back to around $36 before considering whether to buy. So if it comes to around $36, then you can probably maybe decide should you buy or not. Okay. Now let's go. Anyway, technical analysis and financial conditions and target price. So Insmed released its first quarter 2024 report on May 9th. So this means that the first quarter report came before the surge in the price. So Insmed released its first quarter 2024 report on May 9. As of March 31, 2024, the company had revenue of 75 million, a year-on-year increase of 15.77%, bagging net profits of 157 million and basic earnings per share of $1.06. On May 29th, Barclays maintained its Insmed rating as overweight with a new target price of $63. On May 29, H.C. Wainwright and Company maintained Insmed ratings as buy with the largest target price of $70. So these are analysts, Barclays, H.C. Wainwright. These are business insiders. Obviously, they have a lot more experience. So they predict, they help you predict, they help you guide you in purchasing, whether to purchase or not. And they also come up with these valuations, which is important if you are an investor. If you're keeping track of any stock, you also want to hear from expert analysis, expert people in the industry. Now let's go. The summary: this is a biopharmaceutical company focused on developing inhalation therapy to combat life-threatening lung disease for patients. So bronchiectasis is a lung disease, and as I read in one of the articles, not many cures are there. You actually have to get antibiotics, bronchodilators. I think this is some machine that you get, and mucolytics. Okay, mucolytics. So if people who suffer from this disease, usually they are at the mercy of antibiotics, bronchodilators, and mucolytics. Okay, so there was an urgent need for a more precise cure or medication or equipment or machinery that really helps with therapy or with cure of this disease. So medicine have filled the treatment gap for bronchiectasis. DPP1 inhibitors may alter the therapeutic prospects of bronchiectasis. The stock price has broken through the platform, and there is still room for growth in the future, reaching as high as $60 and $70. So currently it's at 58 as of Tuesday last week. And then you did see the Barclays experts and HC, the other expert, HC Wainwright. Yep, HC Wainwright has it as it going for as high as $70, and Barclays have the stock price soaring to as high as $63. Okay, so the range will be between 60 and 70. In these next coming days, we also have to keep track of the stock, because this is also another day, another week. I will, maybe after this presentation, I'll go and look it up and see how it's performing. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share. Okay, let me also go for another article that I think is important. Let me just tell you this article. Let me open it up. Okay, this is from Simply Wall Street. They are credible. Insmed Incorporated 92% share price surge. They're saying not quite adding up. Okay, it doesn't make sense. Let's see. Insmed Incorporated shareholders would be excited to see that the share price has had a great month, posting a 92% gain and recovering from prior weakness. The annual gain comes to 153% following the latest surge, making investors sit up and take notice. Following the firm bounce in price, Insmed may be sending very bearish signals at the moment, with the price to sales or PS ratio of 22.6x, since almost half of all companies in the biotech industry in the United States have a PS ratio under 11.4x, and even a PS lower than 4x are not unusual. Nonetheless, we would need to dig a little deeper to determine if there is a rational basis for the highly elevated PS of this one. They also have a graphic there with an industry average of 11.4x, and then Insmed side by side. And then how has Insmed performed recently? You can go, guys, read the article for yourselves. Okay, so I'll just read the key takeaways. Insmed PS has grown nicely over the last month thanks to a handy boost in the share price. Typically, you go read that by yourselves, guys. These are industry insiders. Of course, you have so many industry insiders. Okay, I love this one. Market beat. So market beat. A number of research analysts recently weighed in on Insmed shares. Bank of America reaffirmed a buy rating and issued a $40 target price on shares of Insmed in a research report on Tuesday, May 28th. Morgan Stanley lifted their target price on Insmed from $40 to $43 and gave the company an overweight rating in a research report on Friday, May 10th. Trust Financial increased their price target on Insmed from $48 to $68 and gave the company a buy rating in a research report on Wednesday. So some of these people are investors in this company. Guggenheim raised their price target on Insmed from $52 to $54 and gave a company a buy rating in a research note on Tuesday, February 27th. Finally, UBS Group upped their price objective on Insmed from $46 to $58 and gave the stock a buy rating in a research note on Wednesday. One investment analyst has rated the stock with a hold rating, and 16 have assigned a buy rating to the company. According to data from MarketBeat.com, Insmed has a consensus rating of moderate buy and an average target price of $56.38. So there you go. You can also go see Insmed's company profile there. There's so much on Insmed. They are insiders. So market beat. So easy peasy. There you go, guys. That is what we talked about. Insmed, okay, Eagle Asset Management. So this is Eagle Asset Management. We close it out. Eagle Asset Management. It's a management company. Buys 29,555 shares of Insmed Incorporated. So we have a company that bought their Eagle Asset Management. They bought 29,559 shares. So Eagle Asset Management Inc. boosted its position in shares of Insmed Incorporated by 5.7% in the fourth quarter, according to the company in its most recent disclosure with the SEC. The firm owned 548,633 shares of the biopharmaceutical company stock after purchasing an additional 28. So they've had stocks already. They just purchased 29,555 more shares. So their shares in Insmed are 548,633 shares. Okay, so Eagle Asset Management Inc. owns 0.38% of Insmed, worth 17 million as of its most recent SEC filing. So you can see that uh, those 548,633 shares constitute only 0.38% of the total value of Insmed's share price or shares. Okay. Several other large investors have also recently bought and sold shares of INSM. International Asset Investment Management LLC bought a new stake in shares of Insmed in the fourth quarter, valued at about 25,000. AssetMark Inc. boosted its position in Insmed by 23.3% during the fourth quarter. You can also go and read these guys, okay, and learn more about this company and other companies as well. Who is watching right now? I hope you guys enjoyed the live broadcast. Check us out tomorrow. Please communicate with us through the comments. Any suggestions that you have, we are welcome to. We are open to any suggestion that you may have for us. So we will see you in the next stream. Happy investing, smart investing. All right.